This is going to be a journey of a lifetime. It will traverse the globe, civilizations, and cultures. From Hawaii and Samoa, Tahiti, French Polynesia, New Zealand, Plymouth, London, New York, here in New Orleans, Buenos Aires, Marseille, the ports of Africa, and the Mediterranean. And it all starts here in Shanghai, the end of the modern-day ink trail. With 45 million Americans and nearly 1 in 4 British and Australians sporting a tattoo, the phenomenon is now a part of everyday culture. But have you ever wondered where it all began? How did it get from there to its level of popularity today? I'm Derek Yu, and I'm going to take you on a journey that'll explain and trace this phenomenon of tattoo into modern times. Here I am in China, one of the most culturally developed civilizations in the world. Yet interestingly, tattoos have only begun to catch on here. And that is the reason why the beginning and the end of the ink trail is here in China. Incredibly, the spread of the tattoo as a universal art form can be attributed to the esteemed British seafarer Captain James Cook. Now, along with his men, Captain Cook was mesmerized by the Maoris and Polynesians' multifaceted and advanced use of tattooing. It was the sailors and seafarers of the 18th and 19th centuries that reintroduced tattoos into Europe and the modern world. European ports would have at least one professional tattoo artist. So European sailors would return home from their travels, bearing souvenirs in the form of exotic tattoos, and they would practice their newly learned art on high society. Now here in Marseille, French ports like these, tattooers would not only tattoo designs they learned from their travels, but also their own distinct French styles, such as French mottos, mythology, trade insignias, and even nudes. Now the word tattoo is derived from the Tahitian word tatau, meaning to mark. The word tata was used in Captain Cook's first voyage in 1769. Now, though less romantic, it's been suggested that the word is onomatopoeic. Tat, referring to the tapping of the tattoo instrument into the skin, and ow, to the cries of pain by the person being tattooed. Now, King Harold II of England had a number of tattoos. After his death during the Battle of Hastings in 1066, his tattoos were actually used to identify his body. It became fashionable in the late 19th and early 20th centuries for aristocrats, including women, to be tattooed. At that time, tattooing was very expensive, and people paid large sums of money for their designs. Later, as the costs were reduced, tattooing was adopted by the lower classes, and the practice fell out of favor with the social elite. As we travel on the ink trail, we are going to experience a constant change in the cultural significance and acceptance of the tattoo. Over the past 3 decades, Western tattooing has become a practice that has crossed social boundaries from low to high classes, along with reshaping the power dynamics regarding gender. Modern tattooing has its roots in exotic tribal practices of the Native Americans, Japanese, and Polynesians, which are still seen in present times. Now, since the invention of the tattoo machine in 1891, tattooing has steadily increased in popularity. But it wasn't until the 1960s that its place in popular culture radically shifted. The tattoo renaissance began in the late 1950s and was greatly influenced by several artists in particular. Lyle Tuttle, Cliff Raven, Don Nolan, Zeke Owens, Spider Webb, and Don Ed Hardy.
And now it's my turn. On my journeys, one thing I want to do is get a permanent keepsake from these great artists from around the world. I don't just want to get a tattoo, but rather collect art. I'm excited to get a tattoo from Ting. As to what I'm getting, I've left it up to her. What's important to me now is the art and the trust and the collaboration I have with the artist.
So I got my first tattoo about 12 years ago, and the ones you get after, I kind of compare it to a bad relationship. It hurts when you break up, but after a long period of time, you forget how bad it hurts, so you go back and get back together. We're gonna break up soon. This is the world of tattoos and tattoos around the world. This is a journey to explore, discover, and understand. This is the Ink Trail.